This week's poem is Words Ploughed into Shares by Marcus Moore. Marcus is a life force that moves and shakes. Currently, he is a freelance writer. He studied classics at Bristol and has had a rich and varied career. In Stroud, he created a much-praised dynamic drama department in the local comprehensive school. He was a scriptwriter for the BBC's Call My Bluff programme and has organised poetry slams for Cheltenham and other literary festivals and gatherings. This and much more. His love of poetry runs deep, and his interest in the environment and social justice is as keen as ever. I've known Marcus for decades, but don't see enough of him, especially since he moved to Cheltenham. Happily, like me, he takes to Facebook occasionally, so the heat from his wordsmithing can still be felt at a distance. The Bible inspires the title and opening of this poem. The book of Isaiah predicts that the God of Jacob will cause nations to beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. And Genesis begins with the sentence, "In the beginning was the Word," which the poet writes in Greek before repeating it in English. Sadly, I've no ear for anything but my mother tongue. Attempting foreign languages for me is like being on the ocean's floor, trying to talk to a deaf fellow deep diver as the sharks circle, octopuses quink the water, and unseen things stir the muddy bottom. I had a stab at the Greek, and, patient pedagogue that he is, the poet tried to teach me, but being old and cunning, I managed to persuade him to send me a recording, which I've incorporated into the reading. I mention this in case anyone should mistake his voice for mine and think me much more capable than I am. I know that that sort of thing can lead to trouble. The poem is delightfully witty wordplay, but at its core, it's a powerful, serious, and perceptive critique, written during the regime of Margaret Thatcher, in which social progress is subordinated to the supremacy of money. Plus ça change, as the Greeks would say. Finally, it's impossible to appreciate this poem fully without having access to the text. So much would be lost. Hence, I've displayed it as I read. I'll also put it in the description so folk can make their own arrangements. Words ploughed into shares.
An άρχη ein λόγοs.
In the beginning was the Word, when every page was a slender leaf, and every song a bird, and every pen was a fountain, and every friend a pen. And stress was something rhythmical, and lays were something lyrical. Way back when in came the treasurers, the marketeers and bankers, to plunder the language and keep the books, the cankers spreading, and everything has changed into small change and rates of exchange, and now money makes the world go round. There's even a poet called Ezra Pound. And we have income brackets and a penny for our thoughts, and we're economical with the truth because money talks. And when we open an account, it doesn't mean we start a tale, and we have to pay the piper what is owed to a nightingale. And because speech is silver, we have to buy a loudspeaker. And when the poet coins a phrase, someone comes to read the meter. So just what are words worth when silence is golden? If all the writers went on strike, would they be said to be holden the country to ransom? I doubt it. But take away the word, and the world is L without it. So invest in the alphabet, and write and talk and sing. Take an interest in vocabulary before they cash it in. Enrich your life with adjectives, and read and shout and rage. Line your pockets with imperatives to hurl against the age. Charge the city with accusatives before we reach the stage where a shareholder's certificate becomes the bottom line on every page.